Our next speaker is Jeff Swan. Tonight, Jeff will review some key points from last year while making the connection to this year's theme, Freedom and Family. Jeff Swan.
Thank you, Joe. It is an honor seeing the Missing Man table and the Fallen Soldier display that I created up here on stage this evening. The Missing Man table represents all the individuals that didn't make it back home, the POWs and the MIAs. The Fallen Soldier over here represents all the individuals, soldiers, sailors, Air Force and Marines that were killed in battle. Once again, my name is Jeff Swan, and I had the honor of speaking at the first annual Monumental Talks last year. I talked about the group I founded, the Rock 22, and a couple of events that happened to me while I was deployed to Bagram, Afghanistan in 2008-2009. This year, the theme of our 9/11 Monumental Talks is family and freedom. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the spirit of freedom and how it has spread through my family. I'm part of a second-generation military family. My uncle, Gerald David Swan, Rocky as they called him, and my father, John Dale Swan, both served in the U.S. Army. My uncle enlisted June of 1967, 1 month after graduating from Mountain Lake Terrace High School, where he lettered in football and wrestling and was an active and true character. 6 months later, in January 1968, he began his first tour in South Vietnam. Rocky, as a private first class with the 101st Airborne Division, he died in South Vietnam, April 20th, 1968, 11 months after graduating high school. His death was listed as outright. Recorded circumstances attributed died through hostile action, multiple fragment wounds, a hostile ground casualty. I was told that he gave the ultimate sacrifice by jumping on a grenade and taking the whole blast to save his fellow soldiers. My father, John Dale Swan, served in the U.S. Army Reserves in the 1980s in the infantry. I remember him taking me to the Army bases and showing me around them. As a young boy, I was truly in awe when I was there. Growing up, he would always show me, by his actions, how to respect the military and this great nation. He ended up passing away in a work accident in 1985. So I didn't have that much time with him. Having those memories even means that much more. I am a combat veteran of the United States Navy and the founder of the Rock 22. I joined the U.S. Navy as a boatswain mate October 1993 to October 1996, where I was stationed on the USS Scott in Norfolk, Virginia. And in May of 2004, I went back into the Navy Reserves. I went back into the Navy Reserves as a Master at Arms, which is military police, and did a combat tour in Bagram, Afghanistan in 2008-2009, working at the BTIF, the Bagram Theater Internment Facility. It's a prison where we held up to 600 Al-Qaeda and Taliban insurgents. I was a quick reforce team leader where I had 15 soldiers and sailors working under me. Our job was to maintain the safety and security of that facility. We had 15 to 20 man communal cells. We had anywhere from 3 to 6 riots a week. Having to go hands-on with these guys was a daily thing. We would get human feces thrown on us and everything else. Multiple times. Every morning in the presidential report, the U.S. president would get a report of the prior day at the BTIF. In 2013, I received a call from one of the guys I was over there with. We became friends. We talk on the phone occasionally. On that day, I remember it like it was yesterday. I received a call from him saying that he had a loaded gun to his head and was going to end it all. I ended up talking with him for about 2 hours on the phone. He ended up taking the round out of the gun and giving it to his wife, girlfriend then. After that, we became close as brothers. In 2015, I started having a strong desire to help out other veterans dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. I was kicking this around for a few years when I came up to the pastor of my church, Jeff Knight, at the Rock Church, asking him what he thought about starting a group up for veterans. He thought it would be a great idea. So he introduced me to Ray Lockman, which is the co-founder of the Rock 22. He's unable to be here tonight. But after talking with Ray and then having a meeting with Pastor Jeff and Ray, we started up the group. The group started up in early 2023 for veterans, combat and non-combat veterans, to get help and support when they need it. The Rock 22 came to us due to the fact that we started from the Rock Church, and the 22 is to bring awareness that there are 22 veterans that commit suicide a day. 22 veterans a day. I did a lot of soul searching on what I'm about to tell you. The only people that know this are my wife and a few close friends. I thought long and hard about this. I say this to bring awareness and to hopefully help out veterans, maybe veterans in this crowd right now. While on deployment in 2008-2009, working at the prison in Afghanistan, we were close to burn pits, which would let off toxic fumes and gases throughout the base. There are veterans that returned home from their deployments and only months later came down with a severe lung disease called constructive bronchitis, which is a respiratory disease that affects the small airways in the lungs. For other veterans like me, it was a few years before that severe lung disease arose. I started having those symptoms between 2015 and 2018. I began to experience that severe lung disease. This disease is not reversible. The symptoms can ultimately result in death. I'm currently unable to do any normal functions, such as housework, yard work. I can't go hiking with my family. I can't ride dirt bikes with my son. Even walking back from the store to my car, I'm out of breath. These restrictions became so bad that my family and I had to sell our beloved home out in the country and move to the city. Last July, while making that move from our old house to our new one, I was at that point. I felt that my son and my wife deserved the husband and father that they needed. I was emotionally ready to let those suicide demons take my life. I walked up to the garage to find a weapon. And then I called Ray Lockman and told him everything. He ended up talking with me. He made me realize that I can still be that wonderful husband to Cindy and that father to Justin. Ray saved my life that day. And in doing so, Ray made it clear to me that we all need help sometimes. No one should ever think that it can't happen to me. As I conclude the speech, please take time to realize the sacrifices that our veterans have unselfishly given to this great nation. When you see a veteran, go up to them, thank them for their service. You don't know what demons they're dealing with. That little 2 seconds might make it so that they make it to the next day. And they don't let those suicide demons win. Please, just take those 2 seconds to do it. Thank you, and God bless America.
And thank you, Jeff, for your thoughts about PTSD as well as sharing a very personal story.